Queen Emiliana was jolted by a sharp contraction. The young queen held tight to her aching stomach. She stumbled over to the bed as the pain overwhelmed her. The candle beside the bed fell to the floor. Her chambermaid rushed inside with warm water and a clean cloth. The queen cried out for her husband. King Caius sat in the throne room on his elevated pedestal, glaring at the former queen. No longer a queen by title but a self-proclaimed goddess, Revia held her head high. "You cannot simply dismiss me. I am the ruler of these lands. I do not have time to listen to your delusions. The crown no longer sits on your head. Be grateful I did not banish you." She laughed, the maniacal sound echoed. That crown was merely a jewel. A true leader has power, and with power comes loyalty and respect. Things you know nothing about. Revia snapped her fingers, and their eldest 4 sons marched in the throne room. The males stood protectively around their mother. King Caius chortled, "This is your army? You'd have my children kill me. Killing you is not needed, but can be done. Do not threaten me. My queen is giving birth as we speak." Something darkened in Revia's eyes. Caius gloated, "My reign will continue. In this life and the next." Revia left the throne room without another word. Her sons marched on behind her. The guards lined up along the walls, dressed in emerald armor with blue tassels, watched the group leave. "Kill them," Revia said. Her sons and several guards loyal to Revia withdrew hidden daggers. The unsuspecting guards could barely defend themselves. Even as others rushed in to aid in the fight, many fell instantly. In the commotion, Revia snuck off towards the queen's bedchamber. Revia stabbed her dagger into the nearest guard's neck before using his body to shield her from the others. Covered in blood and motivated by rage, the former queen slashed through the guards efficiently. She moved fast, her limber frame able to slip between them and strike from behind. Stepping over their bleeding bodies, Revia stormed into the queen's chamber, her former bedroom. The royal lay on the bed holding her newborn. Dread filled her eyes at Revia's presence. There was warm blood dripping down the former queen's face and dagger. The groans of the dying men outside the door were frightening. Yet, Queen Emiliana remained calm. She gently handed the baby to the chambermaid and signaled for her to hide in the closet. "I trust you're not here with a gift for my child. On the contrary, I come bearing the greatest gift of all." Revia wickedly smiled, raising her dagger. A swift death. Revia lunged forward with fury. Her dagger was aimed at Emiliana's throat. It came an inch close to puncturing the skin, only stopped by a secret blade Emiliana pulled out from beneath the pillow. Revia pushed down with all her might. The sharp point came a bit closer. To her shock, the new queen was able to push back despite the exhaustion of just giving birth. A swift kick sent Revia falling to the floor. Emiliana shifted off the bed, blood dripping down her leg from the labor. She attacked Revia and the women thrashed about on the floor, punching and clawing. Their daggers clinked together as they barely avoided being stabbed by the other. No matter how much pain she was in, or how tired she felt, Queen Emiliana would not let any harm come to her child. "I would say I'm proud I was dethroned by a formidable opponent. Revia had gained the upper hand. But that will not soften your death." She knelt on the queen's chest. Emiliana gasped at the lack of air. "Kill me if you wish, but I will haunt you in the next life if you touch my daughter. I shall see you soon then." Revia lifted her hand triumphantly, dagger ready to strike. Before she could bring it down, an iron cuff clicked around her wrist. She was yanked back so hard, her arm was pulled from its socket. The surviving guards stormed the room just in time to capture the madwoman. One man rushed to help the queen stand. Revia was forced to her knees as King Caius entered the room. He was drenched in blood. The color had left his face, and his eyes were soulless. A twinge of regret crossed his features. It was only for the briefest second before he hardened his face. He lifted his hand to show Revia what he clenched in his fist. Dangling by their dark hair, the decapitated heads of their 2 eldest sons hung in front of her. Even as she screamed in horror, Caius showed no emotion. Caius, you didn't! Rivia's eyes welled as she fought her binds. How could you? They were our children. You thought I'd just let them kill me? You are as stupid as you are foolish. He knelt to stare into her eyes. Go on then. Kill me. She spat in his face, and mucus and blood splattered on his eyelid. Do it, you coward. I'm not going to kill you. I want you to rot in the coldest, darkest dungeon. Caius gripped her hair, yanking her neck back. I want you to see my daughter become queen. I want her to be the one to execute you. Rivia glared even as the tears streamed down her cheeks. Get her out of my sight. The king ordered. I look forward to the day I hold your precious princess's head in my hands, Rivia growled as the guards escorted her away.